This idea of destruction, something breaking down, losing its original form and becoming shatters, pieces. I read a passage by the artist Wolf Vostel on the day collage. So when we think of collage, it's this idea of putting these pieces together like a puzzle, like a mosaic, individual pieces coming together not just to be a part, but the sum of the collective. And what Wolf Vostel really offers is this shift in perspective that perhaps the breaking down, the crumble, can be a becoming in and of itself. There is the mythological idea of the phoenix rising from ashes, the lotus coming out of the deepest, darkest parts of the muddy water, and we need these periods of darkness to know what it's like to emerge. So there's this idea of going from broken to becoming, and I think that is what makes the most beautiful stories. The kind of stories that mean you have seen the bottom, and so you know what it's like. And from there, from that piece of touching the bottom, you really can rise. And I don't think that we are these individual pieces like Western society often tells us we are, but I think we are a through line. There's a lot more connection than what meets the eye. We wake up every morning, we put on our clothes, we have our to-do list of things we need to accomplish and get done, but what if we were all a little more connected than we thought? What if we had the power through our intention and attention to come together, to uplift, to take each other out of these dark places and experience true joy, true peace, true love. So I mentioned this idea of destruction, and I think it's necessary to have these periods where we are simply not in a state of active engaging. I wrote that we almost need the redactions. We need the blank gaps. I know as a creative person, having those periods of pause where to the average person, you look like you're just looking out the window, having a good old daydream, but what if that was the place where a seed is grown into something beautiful? So I offer you the idea of destruction as a catalyst for change, because it's only through knowing the hard that we can ever become soft. Passenger says it in his more than 10-year-old song now, that you only know the light when it's gone. And it's so true. So I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on how destruction comes out in your day-to-day, in your art practice. What can you do differently to create and to find that place of sincere authenticity? Because we don't get anywhere in life by simply nodding yes and doing all the right things all the right time. I recently heard someone say to me that you are striving for the myth of perfection, and as somebody with a sun in Virgo, I absolutely am on any given day of the week. And what does it mean to let go of that idea of perfection? That end goal you have, once you get there, if you even get there, if it's realistic enough, it's just gonna keep moving. So how can we be realistic with ourselves and do the inner healing work? And the artist is the child who survived. Can you tap into that innate, pure sense of self before you were shaped and molded and conditioned by society, by people, by ideas, stereotypes, tropes, all of these outside influences that bombard us constantly. Can you reconnect, reignite why you're here, your purpose? This morning, I took a walk in the sun, and I observed how incredible it was that we have this new day. There are different birds flying all about, but they have the same song. And I want to leave you there to ponder that, if you might, if you will, because I believe that we, up until this point, have moved through life in a windshield wiper of yeses and nos, decisions. At every corner, every turn of the head, flick of the wrist, we are constantly bombarded with a choice. Waking up, it's a choice. And we swipe left, we swipe right, we say yes, we say no. But every morning we are given that clean slate. And so you are always one oscillation away from a completely different life. So what would it mean to wake up and choose differently? Choose the way you want the rest of your life to unfold right before you, because there is no better time than right now. Memory is a very strong thing. It will hold on. It will suck you into feedback loops of grieving, memorializing, romanticizing. But what would it mean to just be here? They say the breath is the most present thing you can ever tap into, and I'm guilty of it. Losing track of it, getting so swept up in an assignment or my to-do list or everything I need to get done in a week. But what would it mean to just reactivate the breath? I've been doing a lot of research recently into the vagus nerve in the body and ways that we can activate it and come into contact with ourselves, our truest selves, our highest selves, our purest selves. And when we are dysregulated, it's an indication that our nerves, which, by the way, fire and wired together, are discombobulated. So what can we do? The easiest way is to go in, to regulate, starting with the body, because the body and the mind, it's a unit. They work together. And so a calm mind is a calm body, and vice versa. So I encourage you to take some deep belly breaths today. Just double your inhale, double your exhale, and see what that does for you. Because from a place of calmness, that's when you can access your truest self. Without substances, without guided meditations. If that works for you, that's great. It doesn't work for everyone. But you are your best medicine. And the breath that flows through you is also medicine. It is life. It is flowing of energy. And so I will leave you with that. The artist is the child who survived. You are an artist, whatever that looks like. Photographer, writer, painter, designer, you are an artist. And you are here with a certain set of gifts and abilities that no other being possesses, because you are you. So let's put away the compare and despair. The grass is greener on the other side. You are here now, and I'm so grateful we could spend this time together. Thank you for tuning in. I send you healing light energy.